out to the public.
So
almost everything we make to date that we get in is 100% reused and resold.
So I could bring my pickup up to the Baylor building, is that where it's at?
Correct.
And pick up some compost and take her home?
Yeah, you can spread it in your yard, spread it in your garden, use it in your flower beds, buy your wife some nice flowers and pots of plants.
She'd like it better, I think, if I planted them too.
Yeah.
Gene, can you talk about the committee? The city established an ad hoc committee. Can you talk about, have they met yet? What's the plan?
Committee has met once. The committee will meet again mid-April. About half the committee is made up of lay volunteers from the community, the other half of staff, city staff. Everybody is very passionate about recycling, but yet I think realistic about how fast we can do things and what we can do. I think it's going to be a great committee, and I think over the coming months you'll see recommendations from that committee to the City Commission for a number of items. I have a hunch that the committee is going to really jump on the yard waste issue and try to even get something more intense by this summer. I don't know that for sure yet, but I think we'll see that happening. This committee is going to be very hands-on, I think.
Do you have any idea of how long you anticipate the committee to meet, or when those recommendations would be made to the City Commission at all?
I see the committee meeting for maybe 6 to 9 months. I think recommendations will be ongoing. I think some of the things that we'll try to recycle will be in a phased sort of way. I don't see us implementing everything in the next 3 months. In other words, it may be over the next year or two. So the committee is going to approach it in a phased fashion like that, and recommendations will probably be sequential to the commission.
You talked earlier about recycle, reuse. Oftentimes, taking ideas from another community and recycling them in our own is a good process. Is that something that this committee is looking at, or are they looking at things that will just be homegrown here in Dickinson?
We'll absolutely look at a number of communities in the region, and that's being investigated now because different communities do their recycling in a very different way. So we're going to try to pull all that information together and see what fits us the best.
Excellent. Do you have anything that either of you, if I forgot to ask a good question that you'd like to get the community to know, please, take a few minutes to.
I guess you asked a question earlier, Shawn, and stuff too about the unique challenges that Dickinson faces.
Yeah.
One thing Dickinson unique in is we're a regional landfill. So we don't just service the city of Dickinson alone. We take waste from several communities around the areas, some of the communities in eastern Montana and through there. And I guess personally, if we get this program up and going, there may be opportunity that we can actually provide those type of opportunities outside the city of Dickinson also. And stuff, but that's going to create some unique challenges to work with those outlying communities and stuff too, to not only reduce and recycle what we put into it, but also what they bring in.
Skip, I'm glad you raised that question or that comment, because I have a follow-up question to that. Our landfill and our process of collecting and disposing of solid waste is regulated by the federal government, state government, and such. Is recycling encouraged by these regulations, or?
It's actually becoming more and more prevalent. You're starting to look at the electronic side of it, on a statewide process to look at recycling all electronics. There's a push to go green with those electronics and stuff. So yeah, I think as you go further into the future and stuff too, that you're going to see more and more of those things regulated. And a lot of what we're currently doing now with the refrigerators, the whitewares, and a lot of those things are regulated. They can no longer go into a landfill. So we have to have other means to dispose of those products.
Okay.
One thing I'd like to add, Shawn, is for anybody listening to this conversation, this program right now, is I hope our residents will really be open-minded about this. We're fortunate. We're really lucky to live in a progressive community. This is part of that. We want to do this, number one, because it's just the right thing to do, but we don't want to do it because of a mandate that's given to us from some other higher government. We want to do it ourselves, try to do it our way, be enthusiastic about it. We'll try some things. We may have some fixing to do along the way, and that's okay. But really want to ask everybody to get on board as we implement these different processes.
Well, I want to thank you both for your time today on Discussions in Dickinson. Recycling is obviously something that has been happening to various degrees, more so than in Dickinson than some people probably thought. So if you have any questions or comments related to recycling, please call the city or check out our website to learn more. And thank you for watching.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you much.
This spring, America will be counted in the 2010 census. The census tells us the story of our times, and it helps our communities get what we need for the next 10 years. The census form has just 10 questions and takes about 10 minutes to complete. The 2010 census. It's a new portrait of America. To learn more, go to 2010census.gov.